Cheers everybody, welcome back to, I don't know what this video is, to be honest. It's not really a comparison as such, it's just a video. But I've been wanting to revisit this beer for a while. I reviewed this beer, I don't know how many years ago now, a few years ago. At the time, I didn't have a great camera. This was before, the technological breakthrough of Wi-Fi and everything. I had a really bad camera. And I just watched the review, and it's a really good review. I'm really proud of the review, but the the picture quality was really bad. So I haven't tried this beer since. And what made the last review special was that after I did it and released it, it hasn't got many views. I don't get many views anyway. But when it was released, I was someone contacted me, a filmmaker. Funny enough, I think he contacted a few other beer reviews at the time, and he was making a film called Outside the City. Now, Outside the City was a film based on this monastery, the monastery, Mount St. Bernard Abbey. And he asked me, I've still got his comment in the comments of the original one. He asked me if he could use some of my stuff for a montage. I don't know whether or not it's included in the film. I know he contacted me again, and I sent him some files, the original stuff. So I don't know. He asked for my permission. I gave it to him. I haven't seen the film in full. I don't know if I'm on the film outside the city, but it tells the story of a monastery trying to diversify in the UK. And one of the diversification of this monastery to make money is to brew beer. Hence what they do in Belgium all the time. So this is England's, I think still England's only Trappist ale. So we've got a bottle of Tynt Meadow, which I reviewed, and it used to be in bigger bottles, if I remember, but I'm not going to get into that because I think with the way the world is going and people getting hard up, in business and at home, I can totally see why they've gone to 330 mils. So I'm not going to get into that, but this beer I reviewed and really enjoyed it. And I wanted to do a little mini re-review, a little mini revisit of it because, this is England's only Trappist beer. And I saw this in Zetland Wines in Northumberland. I thought I'll pick that up. Just pick it up. Don't matter if, I've got it. If I've got an idea, Anyway, the good lady wife, she has just come back from Benidorm and she bought me back. I don't know why she bought it for me, bless her, because you can get it over here, of course, a Westmalle Dubbel from Spain. So she bought me that back. So I thought myself, well, that's a 7% double. It's not the same style. This is an English strong ale, but let's have them together. Not a taste off as such, just to see, there are, differences in, it's not a taste of, but just to see how it stacks up overall. You know what I mean? No, you're not. You're saying it's a taste off. Let's just crack this open anyway, because I haven't had this since I've reviewed it. I think it was about 4 years ago. So we've got the Crown. Let's get a whiff. And again, kind of like dark fruits, woody type character, it's like dark forest type thing. No, you're not getting that, are you? So the price of this is about just under £3. Let's pour it out. There we go. So apparently this Outside the City was available on BBC iPlayer, and I've tried looking everywhere. So anybody out there who knows where I can watch Outside the City, the story of this monastery brewing this beer, put it in the comments. So I'll read you the bag. It says, with this beer, we have returned to a 19th century tradition of brewing in our abbey. When our brethren arrived in 1835, they settled in a poor cottage on Tynt Meadow, now an extension of our monastic enclosure. This strong dark ale re-ferments in the bottle conditioned, stored in a quiet place, quite reflective place, because obviously that's what monks do, at 9 degrees. So there's the backside. You see, I really don't mind if it's in smaller bottles, if it enables them to carry on brewing it. That's what matters for me. It's not the volume, but you know, a lot of breweries struggle these days. So put it up to light. It's quite murky. Let's get a whiff. Yeah. Dark fruits, prunes, plums. Slight woody character to it. Like mahogany type varnish note to it. Mahogany wood. Smells nice. I'm going to go in. Cheers. Yeasty. Lots of yeast presence. But you're getting lots of dark fruits. Prunes and plums come to the forefront for me in this. You can actually feel the skin of them in this. Going again. Body of the beer, packed full of flavour. There's a slight woody feel, slight mahogany feel to it. But basically, the boss of the show, these prunes and plums for me. You know, it's great. It feels great. It really does. It's you know, they've even put the stamp for the authentic Trappist products on it, so it's there. It's a great beer. It's a great beer. They've you know, done a good job. 7.4%. You don't really pick it up. It's, you know, it's silky smooth in a way. So yeah, it's great. You know, I liked it when I reviewed it. I like it now. Very traditional, and the only beer they do, of course. So let's get the Trappist. It's gonna be a comparison as such. Let's get the Westmalle Dubbel. Now the Westmalle Dubbel, I hardly ever touch. You know, I always levitate towards the triple. The triple is one of the best triples out there. Anybody asks me what I think the best Belgian triples are, it's the Westmalle and the St. Bernardus. After that, maybe the Carmelite, but it's them two for me. So I hardly ever touch this beer because I always go for the triple. Wherever I go, if it's in a bar, if they're stocking the triple, they always stock this. Vice versa, always the triple. So let's crack it open. Of course, that's classed as an English strong ale, and this is a double. Could you say that this is a Belgian strong ale? I suppose you could. Because it's dark. It's got a richness to it, like dark fruits, and I can pick them up as well in this. There's a sweetness there, caramel note. Let's just pour it out like you do. Apologies for a little bit of water in. I'll just rinse the glasses out. So as you can see, it's a totally different beer as such. So that's why I'm not going to call it a taste off, just a video. Let's call it a video. Put it up to the light. It's burgundy in colour. It's got a spacious off-white head. Let's get a whiff. Yeah, you do get similar characteristics in aroma though. You get the prunes and the plums. The Belgian yeast is there. I'm going to go in. Cheers. Slightly cakey for me. It's slightly cakey. The mouthfeel is buzzing. You know, this is readily available in Tesco. It is a good beer. It is. It's a good beer. It's just I overlook it a lot, and that's my problem. I overlook it a lot. It feels very refined on the front end. Sweet fruit notes. Quite a rough mouthfeel, to be honest. On the back end, it's slight roastiness, but it does feel quite sweet in flavour. So this is a comparison. So I might as well just, when I put it out, it'll be a versus one. It'll be Tynt Meadow versus Westmalle Dubbel. So let's compare the both. First of all, two great beers. They are both great beers. An English take on what we see as more of a Belgian tradition more than anything else, isn't it? It's nothing else. It's just an English take on what Belgium do really well. So let's bring both beers up to the light, and I'll put them up to the light, and they're very similar in appearance, but that looks as though there's more sediment in that than that. Let's get the aromas. You see, I'm glad I'm doing this because they are pretty similar in aromas. You get more of a traditional yeasty presence in that than this. You get more of a slight sweetness, prune plumness in it. They are. I'll be honest, the Tynt Meadow smells more traditional. It smells like it's been brewed in a monastery. It does. It smells like the monks have been sweating their arse off brewing it. The Westmalle feels slightly more commercial, dare I say. Commercial. That's a terrible thing to say about Trappist beer, commercial. So I'm going to go in with the Tynt Meadow first. You don't get much yeast presence in the taste. Going with the Westmalle. You get more of a cloveness in the Westmalle. But the thing is, if I had to choose between these two beers, I've got a winner. I've got a winner. I never ever thought I would say this. There is a winner out of these two beers for me. And this is not taking anything away from the loser. Taste-wise, they're very, very similar. Getting the dark fruits and all of that. Mouthfeel-wise, there's a lot of difference. That is slightly smoother. The Tynt Meadow's smoother than the Westmalle. And for me, that mouthfeel and that slight hint of more of a yeasty presence to the beer makes it more balanced. The Westmalle for me is a little bit too lively, and it feels a little bit forced in a way, and it feels a little bit still good beer, but it feels a little bit more in your face. And I prefer a beer that grows on you, not a beer that plays its hand every time, plays its whole hand every time, you take a sip of. So for me, I got a winner. I got a winner, and I have to say, if I had to choose between these two beers, boys and girls, thought I'd never ever say this, but I think the English Trappist Ale from Tynt Meadow beats this Westmalle. It really does. I think that is nowhere near as regards of anything else. I'm a bit pickled, aren't I? Yeah, I'm a bit pickled. That beats that Westmalle Dubbel. It beats it. For me, what swung it is the mouthfeel. The carbonation of that Westmalle is quite rough. And it's not doing them other, the flavours of the beer any favours with that rough mouthfeel. That, I have to say, is the winner. It's more, it just feels more cohesive. I better stop this on the head. I better knock this on the head. I better knock you on the head because I'm a bit pickled. Boys and girls, Westmalle Dubbel, Tynt Meadow, both great beers, but for me, the winner out of the two is the Tynt Meadow. I'm off to cook myself cheese on toast. What about that? Bib bib.